What's up guys, back to another Honkai Star Rail video, and in this video I'm going to go over both the Jing Yuan banner and his light cone banner and compare them to the Seele light cone and her banner to give you a better idea of what you should summon for. Before I get into it, I will say that his banner is subject to change. However, since Seele's banner was the exact same, I'm going to assume that they're going to keep it the same. Hopefully, if they don't, I'll make a video on that. Also, this is not a should you summon. This is just if you're going to summon on one of the two, which one is the best to summon on. And I will have a should you summon video up tomorrow. It'll give you a day and I think like 10-ish hours to kind of make your choice on if you're going to summon on the new banner or summon on the banner currently out. Now, without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe as always, and let's talk about this insanely high value banner. So, the 4 stars that should be featured on this banner are Susheng, March 7th, and Jing Yuan. If you are chasing dupes or chasing them in general, all is very good. Susheng and Jing Yuan had very, very good dupes. March 7th, also very strong character. If you're running Clara, very fun combo of using the shield on her, getting the taunt, and then going crazy with Sarog. You know, March 7th has a lot of good uses. I'm sure she's probably only going to get better as we have more specific content. Like, let's say a boss is going to hit a character with a move. You want to make sure it only hits a certain character. The taunt from the shield is very nice, and the follow-up attacks and the chance to freeze the ult. Very good utility unit, even if she can't help the whole party at once. Jing Yuan, amazing buffer. You know, if you don't have Bronya, everyone's pretty much using Jing Yuan. And Susheng, she's my DPS. Obviously, there's going to be better 5-star DPS as the game goes on, but I do like her a lot. Her ultimate, being able to follow up right after it with another turn for her, is very nice. No, it's not a follow-up attack, it just makes her act again, but still, regardless, is very nice. And her extra damage when she hits a character who is weakness broken is very, very cool. I like her a lot. I like her playstyle. So this banner is very good for me and is pretty good for new players, as you get a DPS, a shielder. Well, March 7th is free, but buffs your shielder, you get a support, and if you pull Jing Yuan, you get a godly DPS for AoEs. Next up, we'll talk about his light cone, which unfortunately he's not that great. This is like an old picture, by the way, but these are light cones. I'm not going to go over all 3 of them, but they are for Hunt, Uridation, and I believe the last one was Abundance, if I'm not mistaken. I looked over them. They're not anything crazy. The Hunt one's like okay, I guess. You have like no other options. Funny enough, that's me at the moment. But they're not great. However, Before Dawn, which is Jing's light cone, is insanely good. So let's go over it real quick. Increases the wearer's crit damage by 36%, increases the wearer's skill and ultimate damage by 18%, and then after they use a skill or ultimate, you gain a buff called Summonus Corpus, I believe. And once you do a follow-up attack, you consume it and deal 48% more damage. Note, if you don't pull Jing, Himiko can actually use this very, very well. It should work just fine with her. It's really good. Obviously, the percentages that are in orange will go up when you get more dupes of it, but the base percentages are really strong. Like 36% crit damage is pretty nice, not gonna lie. Now, obviously, that's not going to save the banner if the other 3 light cones are not that good, because you're going to be pulling them a lot. Trust me, like, comparing this to the character banner, I have almost an E6 hook, unfortunately, and I didn't even go that crazy on this banner. So I'm sure when you summon for the light cones, you're going to pull a lot of these. I'm sure there's some uses for them, I guess, but definitely nowhere near as good as this one. Even though I wouldn't say this one is super crazy, at least the Abundance one and the Nihility one are pretty nice. I forgot what the Destruction one does, but regardless of what it does, definitely way better than this banner. Also, Into the Night is, I would say, pretty comparable to this one, as it will be the definitive Hunt light cone, and this will be the definitive Uridation light cone. At least for most characters, I feel like even without the follow-up attack, the crit damage and skill ultimate damage is still pretty good. So obviously this one is going to depend more on your characters. If you don't have, you know, a good hunt 5-star or a good follow-up attacker like Kimiko, probably not going to get as much value from these banners. I'd say the Seele banner definitely does a bit better than Jing's, just because the 4-stars are better, and since I'd probably put them around equal value for the light cones, definitely does not help Jing's case. Still really good if you are a Himiko fan, she's your favorite character. Probably a good idea to grab this light cone, as hers isn't as good, and you know, you definitely want this for her. Very, very nice. So let's go over the character banners and compare them. Not saying this one is bad, however, it is weighed down by the 4-stars not being as good as this one. I'd say this is probably going to be the best banner for new players, 4-star wise. Even without, like, just remove the 5-stars, it's only these 3 4-stars and these 3 4-stars. I feel like this is basically a team right here. Support, hunt, single target DPS, shielder. Boom. This team, destruction, hook does really good damage, healer, and debuffer. While they have a similar role, definitely not as crazy. I feel like March 7th and Jing Yuan and Susheng are just very, very nice. Plus, if you had to make your whole team out of like the 5-stars and these 3, this team pretty much has everything you need besides a healer. Not saying they're bad. Like, obviously you could make a case like, oh, well, Pele, you know, lowers defense, so she's comparable to Jing Yuan. You know, Natasha and March 7th are more defensive units, healing and shield, and then Hook versus Susheng. I'm pretty sure Hook actually does more damage, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to look. I'm not super into calcs, but I've seen people show damage calcs, and I think Hook actually goes pretty crazy. But Natasha's also free, right? So even if you don't summon on this banner, you're going into this banner already having Natasha for free, which, funny enough, if you have Natasha and you just put these 3 and then her on a team, it's actually not a bad team if you're starting out. Obviously, there's improvements to be made, but very, very good. I think this banner slightly outpaces Seele's banner, but she has a huge bonus of being Quantum. There's only one other Quantum character besides her, and she's not that good. So do keep that in mind going forward. But I still think that Jing's banner is definitely better. It just is very nice. I doubt, like, after these 2 banners leave, I don't know what combination of 4-stars we could really get that it's going to be that great. Unless, like, I know Yukong is coming out soon. Hopefully she's cracked. I'm not going to say what she does, obviously, because it's all leaks and stuff, but I don't know who she's going to be with to make it as good as this banner. So, quick recap. I think the Jing banner is slightly better than the Seele banner. And for light cones, I think that Seele's banner is definitely better than Jing's. But slight side note, if you have Himiko, then the 5-star before Dawn light cone is definitely worth it. So let me know in the comments what you guys are summoning on. I will have the should you summon tomorrow. Hopefully you guys can make your decision then. Best of luck on your Seele pulls for her or her light cone, or best of luck summoning on Jing when he comes out. I will have a summoning video because I actually really want him, and I want dupes of all 3 of the 4-stars, and I will also be going for his light cone. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss that, and I will catch y'all in the next Honkai Star video. Thanks for watching.